So welcome to Guitar Town. We talked about that weird looking Gibson guitar that I started this series out with, that style O, which was sort of based on the mandolins that Earle Gibson had designed, and it was one of his designs. Or the one I have is a little bit later. It's 1919 or so. It's a very late version of that design, but it's like. It did have some. It used some of the structural ideas from violins. It was the first arch top guitars, those Gibsons, and those. I think the O was probably. It came in three different sizes, and the style O was one of the very first arch top guitars. But it stopped short of everything that like made violins, the instruments that they had been for hundreds of years. And that was, it had the fretboard was joined at the body, like, glued, straight to the top of the body, like right here, on that style O, the fretboard was flush with the top of the guitar. But this guitar and later Gibson guitars, Lloyd Loar, was an acoustic engineer who came to Gibson and sort of revolutionized everything at the company. You can see there's daylight under this fretboard before it, you can see right at the end there, right here. Let's see, right here. There's daylight under the fretboard. It's maybe easier to see from this side. You can, the light's not great in here to see it, but it's raised up off of the top of the guitar, which allows the whole top to resonate. It has, twin tone bars, a treble one and a bass one, just like a violin does. And this guitar is the budget version of Lloyd Loar's masterpiece guitar, which was the Master Model L5 guitar. I don't happen to own an original, mid-20s one. I have a 1937 one that's a really nice guitar, and it's still a 16-inch archtop guitar like this one is. But this guitar here is sort of this is an L10, which is sort of the poor man's L5. Very plain. The Gibson logo is painted on the headstock. And no inlay on it except for the dots on the fretboard, and they're super plain, just kind of pearl dots. And the paint is black, and I've got several Gibsons this color. It's interesting. I learned from Tom Crandall, who actually originally owned this guitar. Has T.R. Crandall guitars in the Lower East Side of New York, but it's this black that's used on Gibson guitars, whether it's a red guitar with the headstock, colored black the way they are, or a guitar that's all black. It's bone black. It's made from burnt, cattle bones. That's it's just which I always thought was interesting. It's all pigments come from somewhere, and a lot of the black that you see is from black's made with carbon. Black paint's made with carbon, and the carbon in the black in Gibson guitars is obtained from burning bone. So, but archtop guitars they're percussive. That's why they became popular to use with big orchestras, because they cut through for rhythm playing. And this particular L10 is a really good one. There's the best L10 that I know about, and this one rivals it, is one that belongs to George Gruen. And it's I have a Gilchrist 16-inch archtop guitar. Stephen Gilchrist, who builds, I think, the best mandolins in the world, builds archtop guitars, but people want him to build the big 17-inch jazz boxes. He likes to build 16-inch guitars because he kind of bases his 16-inch guitars on an L10 that George Gruen owns, because Steve worked for George for a while, and that's where he decided if he was going to learn to build a mandolin based on Gibson mandolins, he needed to get where he could get his hands on some. And so he came from Australia, went to work for George Gruen for a while, and learned a lot and taught a lot. somewhere I got a capo, and I'm gonna capo this thing up just for something to play on this guitar. What I decided I was gonna do, which it's kind of a waste a little bit to take the register up, but that's kind of what I did. I didn't use a flat top guitar on this. I mean, I used a flat top guitar on this on the record, but I didn't. I kind of, you know, every time I pick up an arch top guitar, one of the first things I do is I'll go. And you know what that is? That's just basically because I like the way it sounds on an arch top guitar because it cuts through. So we'll just, we'll do that tonight. We'll do Telephone Road. My brother Jim and my other brother Jack went off down to Houston, never come back. Whatever happening yet, but there ain't nobody hiring in Lafayette. Here working all week for a Texaco check. Sun beating down on the back of my neck. Try to save my money, but Jimmy said no. Said got a little honey out on Telephone Road. Come on, come on, come on, let's go. This in Louisiana, your mama won't know. Come on, come on, come on, let's go. Everybody rocking on Telephone Road. Telephone Road, miles long. 50 car lots, 100 honky tonks. Jukebox blasting, pouring rain. Jimmy banging on a pinball machine. Come on, let's go. This in Louisiana, your mama won't know. Come on, come on, come on, let's go. Everybody rocking on Telephone Road. Everybody skating naked. Now, Mama never told me about nothing like this. Guess Houston about as big as a city can get. Sometimes I'm lonesome for Lafayette. Someday I'm going home, but just ain't ready yet. Come on, come on, come on, let's go. This in Louisiana, your mama won't know. Come on, come on, come on, let's go. Everybody rocking on Telephone Road. Come on, come on, come on, let's go. This in Louisiana, your mama won't know. Come on, come on, come on, let's go. Everybody rocking on Telephone Road. 1931 Gibson L10.